diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. Today is the first in a series of what is going to be my kitting down from my Diana canvas, and I will stick a picture over there of the original Josephine Wall artwork. And as you know, I have finished Diana finally. So I have decided that I am going to go ahead and kit down the project. I do have another J wall that I could do that is 300 colors. And I think all of the symbols and numbers are the same across Diamond Painting Deutschland's Josephine Walls. So I could leave it kitted up and just see what colors I still need and what colors I don't. But because when I started Diana, I had kind of cobbled this together with just whatever storage I had at hand. And since I started Diana, I have collected more storage so I can make it more compact and work better for me. So I'm going to dekit Diana and free up some of the storage that I have for other projects, and then some of my other storage that is currently sitting empty can be used for the next Josephine wall when I decide to get around to that. So I'm just going to be dekitting these two right now. And as you can see, these are the 28 slot containers. The ones that you see are empty because I used all of the drills, so I just have what's left in there. These are my DP with sparklers. These are ABs that I added in. And you can see some I used quite a bit. This color I used quite a bit. These two I didn't use very much at all. In fact, I used maybe 8 drills out of this color, I think. This is one of the colors that was in the moon and was a kind of a highlight in several places for light. So it got used quite a bit, as well as this one. This one is the one that got used more, as you can see, obviously, but I still have plenty left. So I'm going to set these aside because I'm still debating what I'm going to be doing with my special drill storage. And I originally had intended to kit it up or to store my spares, my AB spares and other special spares, in a separate box. And then after thinking about it, I thought, I don't really want to do that. I think what I want to do for me, what makes the most sense for me, is that instead of keeping them separate, they're just going to get stored all together. So like right now, I have all my little divider cards with all of the DMC numbers on it. And I went ahead when I set up my boxes and I did every DMC number with a little divider card, and I made up bags for every DMC number. Now, I do need to move from just 2 boxes to 3, possibly 4, because the number of drills that I have in each box is getting unmanageable. And so I need to spread them out a little bit so there's room for the drills. But in thinking about it, I thought, I keep my round and my square drills together by DMC number. So it just makes sense to me that for my ABs, I would do the same. I mean, they're sold by DMC number. So I will just make up a third bag. So each section will have a bag for rounds, a bag for squares, a bag for round ABs, and a bag for square ABs. I am going to keep everything else separate. All of my crystal drills are stored in Tic Tac boxes, and I'm going to leave them set up in that way for now. And I have some diamond dots ones that are not easily matched with DMC codes because they're not just regular diamond dots drills, they're AB drills. And I have not had good luck trying to find conversions for those. You can find them for just their regular drills. They provide a chart, but for their AB drills, they really don't. I've managed to sleuth out a couple of colors, but until I get more diamond dots rounds, there isn't really a way for me to, I just need to color match by eyeball, and I'm just haven't taken the time to do that yet. So I need to prepare some more bags, which means I need to cut some more stickers because, as you know, for my drills, what I did was, like I said, I have a bag for round and square. So I have square stickers for the squares and round stickers for the rounds that I made with my cutting machine. So I'm going to be doing the same thing, but I'm going to go back and add in AB for square and AB for round and cut myself stickers and make myself more bags, which means I also need to order more bags, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do for now is just dekit. So I have just these 4 colors that are in the 900s, which is in my second box. So I'm going to dekit those first. Let me grab a tray. And hopefully I won't need the tray. Hopefully I can just kind of dump and go. But that's one of the reasons these are not my favorite and why I want to use a different system when I kit up the other Josephine Wall, because I have individual containers like this now that would hold the same amount but are separate. So I have an easier time dekitting. So, and these stickers were provided by Diamond Painting Deutschland, so I'm going to guess that those stickers will also be in the other Josephine Wall. So I'm not going to need to hang on to those either. So let me just jump in here and start dekitting. I'm really anxious to see how Diana looks framed. I have received the frame, but I haven't framed her yet. See, and this is where it gets tricky for me because, as we all know, when I pour things, I tend to pour them all over the place. And these drills, oh goodness, and I was pouring them all over the place without realizing it. These drills have a little bit of static in them, so let me just get all these out of here. A little bit of static, they have quite a bit of static. Come on. Okay. Sticking to my finger. Let's hope they cooperate more nicely going into the bag. They're going to be pains. So let me just, they're sticking to my fingers. Static is never a good thing when you're talking about drills. Come on, get in there. Okay. Oh, okay, there those went. Now, I will say that I did not really have problems with static when I was working on the kit. So I guess I'm glad they saved their obnoxiousness for the dekit instead of waiting or doing it to me while I was diamond painting. And I'm probably going to have to use some Goo Gone on some of these, some Goof Off, to get rid of some of the stickiness and residue, because obviously these are not removable stickers. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, so I need to quit just trying to be, that's one of the reasons I don't like these ones that are attached, because they don't like me and I end up spilling everything everywhere. So I will say Diamond Painting Deutschland had some amazing quality drills. I had, for the size of this kit, I had very little trash. When I show you my trash at the end of the kitting down, and that may not be this one, it will be the final one, but for the amount of drills in the canvas, and you know, Lord knows how many that was, I had hardly any trash. It looks like probably more than what it is because, again, for me personally, when I'm doing these kits and I come across the stowaways, I don't bother trying to sort out where they go. I just toss them in my trash because I can't be bothered to figure out where they go. I just want to diamond paint and get on with it. So, okay, these on the end, I think I can get in there with little spillage, but those ones in the middle, I am struggling with. Okay, so that's all for the bottom box of my storage for what I'm going to be doing today. So let me move this box out of the way. I did spend some time today cleaning up my craft room, moving some things around and getting things up out of the floor because I had lots of things stored in my floor because that's where I had room for it. And I wanted to, now that I've finished Diana and finished some things, I can move on, free up some storage like I'm doing here. I can start some other projects and get going on those. And just had a little cleanup. I told my husband, I watched another YouTuber who was showing a tour of her crafting area, and I was like, oh, first of all, I wished I lived somewhere that there was an IKEA close, because I would love to have some of the modular systems that they sell. Unfortunately, I don't. But it did give me an idea for the kinds of things that I want to do when we move. And whether we move locally, which we're talking about, or whether we move internationally, which we're also talking about. We may be doing both, moving locally first and then moving internationally. We're just kind of waiting to see how things work out. Lots of paperwork involved in both instances, as you can imagine. So everything is still kind of up in the air right now, but definitely, like I said, gave me some ideas for what I want to do. Modular storage and things that I can do so that I can fit more into less space, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Right? I don't need a ton of space. In fact, the YouTuber that I was watching is basically kind of a small closet, a walk-in closet that was turned into a craft room, and more than enough room for what she needed, because I actually have more than enough room. I have more room than I really need. This room that I film in serves as a film studio, as well as a craft storage area, as well as an office. I do lesson planning in here. I do all my filming in here. Most of my craft supplies are stored in here, but I actually do most of my crafting, except for my whip-in chats, in another room where I have my drafting table set up, because there is not enough room in here for my drafting table. So, okay, 8:39. And I'm already having to fight with my storage because I just am getting enough drills now that, like I said, those 2 boxes are not going to suffice. So hopefully tomorrow I will be able to go out and pick up a couple of photo boxes so that I can expand my storage a bit. And also tomorrow I plan to, maybe later today if I get time, but If not, definitely tomorrow to print off the additional stickers and things that I need. I do have bags, these plastic bags that I'm using for storage, so I'm okay there. I think I will have enough to do all of my ABs, because as I said, I already have all of the bags made up for the rounds and squares already, for all of the colors. So that's taken care of. So all I need is enough bags, and I have bags left, so that's good. And I today cut some more inserts for the bags to help them stand up, because I only have the 2 mil bags instead of the 4 mil bags, and they just don't stand up as nicely without the little inserts in them. So I cut some more of those, and I also cut some more of the divider cards that I use, but that was before I decided that I wasn't going to store them that way. I was going to make separate dividers for my ABs, and then I decided, why do I want to do that? I want to store them with the colors that they are so that I can find them again. So I don't need to make the divider cards again. I just need to make the bags. So I've got the inserts done. I just need to make the stickers, and then I can take the ABs that I've got and store them away. Some of them are already in bags, so it may seem kind of silly to take the bag. Like I bought these from Diamond Drills USA, so they already come in a bag and they're already labeled $5.50, they're square. But these bags don't fit in with all my other storage, and since I've decided that's how I want to store them, that's what I'm going to do. And then these that I bought from DP with Sparklers, the bags are too big, so they don't fit in my storage, so I will be putting them in bags as well. And some of these I may have to do 2 bags because there's so many of them. And then I also have, of course, my leftover Diamond Art Club square ABs. So, but even though they have a specific DMC code or specific AB code from Diamond Art Club, I'm going to put them with the DMC number that they belong to. I do have a list of conversion codes so that I know what DMC is equal to what number Diamond Art Club uses for their ABs. So, because keeping them, I mean, I keep all of my other drills by DMC code, so it just makes sense to me that I would keep my ABs like that as well. And, you know, if that doesn't make sense for you, then you do it the way that makes sense to you. This is a way that makes sense to me. So, it probably doesn't make a lot of sense to some people that I'm spending the time de-kitting all of this when I don't necessarily have to, and I could just kit up the next one. But like I said, I want to switch out storage. This is the storage that I use for Diana is just what I had available at the time. It was not my preference even then. And so taking the opportunity now to kind of de-kit it and, you know, put away everything and then really kit it up the way that I want with the next painting is what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to do. So I don't even know. I'm still in the 800s. 826, 825, 824. Although I don't have a lot of these colors, so that's nice. And knock on wood, since that first one I haven't really had any issues with static, so that's good. I'm trying to get all the air out of them so that they store as flat as I can make them. Because, like I said, it's getting quite full, and trying to fit all of the drills back in the container or back in my storage box is going to be a challenge, I think. So good thing that I'm going to be going tomorrow to get some additional drills. You can see there's 2 different shades in there, but that's okay. I can see that they are different shades, so if I need the spares for something, I can either mix them all together, or I can pick and choose depending on how many I need. The good thing also about dekitting this way is that, you know, I have enough extras left over just from this kit that I would imagine I will likely have just as many left over from the other Diamond Painting Deutschland. So this is a good way for me to kind of bulk up my spares, because I do still have my Heaven and Earth canvases that I need to do. And you can see this color, all 4 of these were full of this color. I used all but just this last little slot of it. This is a good way to build up my spares so I don't have to purchase all of the drills for my Heaven and Earth designs, because it is quite pricey to buy the drills as a whole. So I have 3 different Heaven and Earth designs canvases, and I think what I'm going to do is, one, I'm going to just purchase all of the drills from someplace and share it with you how that goes. For a second one, I'm going to use my spares as much as possible and do it that way. So it may take a while for me to complete the Heaven and Earth designs, because I will be waiting for, you know, my spare storage. It will need to be done as I do kits and spares become available. So there's a few that have static. Okay. Whoops, that one ran all the way over there. Okay, let me get these in here. Okay. And see, this is the drill, and then here are the ABs. So you can see these are really close in color. So again, it's just going to make more sense to me that I have a bag that has the ABs, and I'm going to do it that way. So, and I get that that may not be how everybody wants to store their drills. You do you. You do what makes the most sense to you, and I'm going to do what makes the most sense to me, because that's how it should go. And there's a little bit of static in these as well. We were studying Pete the Cat this week in preschool, and that's the moral of Pete's story. It's all good, right? So you do what makes the most sense to you. Store your drills the way that makes the most sense. Don't store your drills if you don't want to. I know there are some people who don't store their spare drills at all. Okay, so that's that one container emptied. So I can move on to this one. Still in the 800s. But, you know, like I said, people just need to do your own thing. You know, find the tools that make the most sense for you. You like working with the pink pen and the green boats, more power to you. That's all you need. If you like buying the fancy pens from France like I do, and you can afford it, do what makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting anyone else, do what makes you happy. Right? Because life's too short to be unhappy. You never know what is around the corner. It's one of the promises I made to myself when I lost my parents, that I was going to focus on memories and experiences rather than material things, because you can't take material things with you. And once you're gone, the material things don't really matter that much, right? I mean, it's nice to leave some things behind for your kids, and don't get me wrong, and I am making plans for that, but I'm learning to say that I have enough, and I think I wish more people would do that, you know? We spend so much time being consumers and just blindly buying things. And, you know, at some point, enough is enough. Even when it comes to diamond paintings. I have been pretty good. I told myself I wasn't going to spend much money this month. Well, I told myself I wasn't going to spend any money, so I didn't make that. But I definitely did not go overboard this month buying diamond paintings. There have been a couple of months when I look back and I think, yikes, why did I do that? And I definitely have enough in my stash that I don't need to purchase any diamond paintings. So I did buy a few. I go out a lot on Amazon because that's what I have available to me, is the internet. And I go out quite a bit on Amazon, and just periodically, every couple of days, I will go out and look and see what, if any, diamond painting kits they have available that are on clearance or pretty inexpensive. So at some point, when everything that I've ordered has arrived, I'm going to be sharing all of those with you. But you know, you can get them pretty inexpensively. And they may not be all the greatest quality, but, you know, I do this as a hobby for relaxation, so it's all good. And I also have some that I've ordered a while ago that are taking their sweet time getting here, which is fine. I have plenty to keep me busy. So, in fact, I finished a kit today, and I set up another one this evening so that I can start working on the next one, which my husband and my children think is hilarious, because literally as soon as I'm done with one, I've kitted up another one. And I think they think this is some kind of fad that's gonna, eventually I'm gonna get tired of it. And, you know, I suppose maybe it could happen. I don't think it's going to, but, you know, I've been involved in crafts for a lot of my life, doing various things, why do I have, oh, because that's 800, not 801, duh. Putting it in the wrong place. See, I've got so many drills, things are popping out of place here when I'm putting new ones in. Hopefully I'm going to be done with this row pretty soon. Oh, you know what? I think all of my spares for this are going to be in this one row. No wonder. Yeah, pretty much. I wonder if I can move some of these that I don't really have anything in to the next row. Well, we'll see. Because that row of drills is getting quite full. I may need to shove them into the middle row instead. So I'm going to skip around so that I can go back to this other row, because this middle row has some more room in it than some of these other ones do. And work my way towards each other with the number of drills that I have. So these bags and container or dividers can all go back here. Okay. Okay. I might be able to squeeze some more of them in that second row. We'll see. Because most of these, as you can see, there aren't a ton of drills left. There's just a ton of colors. And so it ends up being just a lot of space getting taken up in my poor storage box that's already bulging at the seams. So trying to flatten these out as much as I can so that I can make them fit. I wish I could dump all of them in like I am be able to dump these end ones, because that would be nice. But that's okay. Okay, let me see if I can move these now. Even though I have drills, I can go to the back of this row. Okay. Okay, I think I got myself a little bit of breathing room there. And we'll see. Getting quite the sticker pile. I was originally going to try and just kit this whole thing down all at once, and then I thought, ugh, have I forgotten how the kit up went? I would be here. Literally took me days to get this whole thing kitted up. So, and since, I mean, I do have less, obviously, drills to kit down because a lot of them ended up on the canvas, but still 250 colors is a lot. So, and you know, it's kind of funny because some of these colors I literally used maybe 2 or 3, I mean literally 2 or 3 drills of that particular color. Like this color with the hourglass and this color right here, I used hardly anything of those 2 colors. Didn't have very many drills to begin with, but used hardly anything of those 2 colors. So, and my little star there, that was an indication to me as I was working that I had ABs in that color. So if I wanted to grab the ABs and use them in place of the regular drills, I knew that I had them available to me. So, you know, just came up with my own little system because I wanted to use the ABs. And sadly, this is probably going to be one of the faster kit downs that I do because I'm doing, what, 56 colors here? Maybe a little less because some of these had more than one slot taken up with the same color. But I've got 4 other storage containers left, and 2 of them are the Tic Tac boxes, and I couldn't even tell you how many Tic Tac boxes are in each one. Just, there's a lot, so it will take a while. And see here, again, this was one that had ABs, and I used the ABs a lot, so you can see I used very few of the actual drills themselves because I chose to use the ABs instead. So the ABs in that color, you can see. So again, it just makes more sense to me when I go to store them that I will be putting them with the color that they go with. this color right here, this symbol, it looks like a road going under a bridge. But when it's on the canvas and it's super tiny, it looks like a bell or a telephone. And there were a couple of times when I was looking for symbols on the canvas and I'm like, I can't, what is that? And I would have to refer to the reference sheets they give you to figure out what color it was that I needed for the particular color or symbol. And yeah, there were a couple of symbols. Plus, you know, with that many colors, there are just some symbols that don't get used very often. So, you know, some of the ones where there were a lot of drills of one color, I got to where I knew what that symbol was and it was easy to locate. And I will say, even with 250 colors, I know people have asked, you know, about different ways to kind of organize your drills. For me, I pretty much left mine in DMC order the entire time, as you can see. And I just kind of arranged my different storage in order around me as I was working. But once I had been working on it for a while, you know, I knew, okay, this color is in this bottle case, or this color is going to be in one of these 28 slot containers, or this color is in one of the Tic Tac bottles. And so I learned pretty quickly where things were. There were still some times that I had to go searching for some things, but not nearly as often as I would have anticipated when I started the project. So I mean, you know, if it makes more sense to you to organize by color, I know some people do it that way. I did mine, like I said, by DMC because that made the most sense to me. Some people organize it by symbol, you know, put all of your arrows together, put all of your whatever together. There was a lot of these kind of symbols that had the line or the line with the dot or the line going a different way. So you know, to put all of those together in one place makes sense to people. I personally think that would have been confusing, more confusing for me. I would have made more mistakes, I think, had I done it that way. But, you know, like I said, you do you. You do what makes the most sense to you because that's what's going to make it easier for you to work. And that's going to make you happier ultimately. Nobody wants to spend all their time diamond painting being frustrated because you can't find a color or you can't find the right tool or, you know, whatever the case may be. So finding the tools and things that let you work the way that you want to work is what you need to do. Because the ultimate goal is to have fun, right? This should be a fun and relaxing hobby. And, you know, not to say that there's not going to be some frustrations when things don't go exactly the way that you want them to, but for the most part, you know, stress-free. That's the whole point of this. At least for me it is. So that's why I said I'm trying to figure out what makes the most sense for me. And when I really started thinking about how I wanted to organize the drills, I was like, okay, I just kind of was doing this because that's how everybody else has done it. But when I stopped to think about it, I was like, why do I want to separate my ABs? That doesn't make sense for me and the way that I work. So smash these down and get as much air as I can out of them. Okay, and I am to my last color here for my Dekit today. That still leaves me with 4 containers to Dekit, but at least 2 of them are going to be done. So some progress was made. And I can definitely see that I'm going to need additional photo boxes for storage because mine are bursting at the seams after just 2 containers, and I've got 4 more to go. So yeah, there's no way I'm going to keep all of these in just 2 boxes. So it is definitely time to expand, especially if I'm going to be putting my ABs in them as well. So there are those 2 empty. Let me get my tray out of the way here. So I can now put these aside to be used for something else. And you can see here my storage boxes, how they're popping up in my storage because there are too many drills in this section, but these sections are also full. So I really can't shove any more in there. I mean, I probably could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to wait until I get my next photo boxes purchased, and then I will be able to dekit everything the way that I want, including putting my ABs in with my regular drills so that when I go to pull a color, I know, hey, I've got ABs in that color, so if I want to add them in, I can do that. So there you go. That is Dekit number 1 for my Diana. I will put a link to Diana in the description below, to Diamond Painting Deutschland. I highly recommend them if you want to check them out. My canvases were double-sided adhesive, and I did use rounds, but I had no issues with either of those things. I think the canvas turned out amazing. If you haven't seen the finish of that, I will stick a card up there so you can go check it out and see what she looks like completed. But that's it for me, guys. As always, before you go, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.